So welcome back everyone, Mike here. I am down here at the Renewable Resources Processing Center, and as you can see I'm cutting some firewood here this evening. I'm using the Stihl 500i, and this thing just flies through the wood, but this saw actually needs sharpened, and we're going to do that here in just a bit. Now I'm not an expert when it comes to sharpening chainsaws. I'm a weekend warrior, I'm not a professional, but what I have found is anytime that you publish a video on YouTube talking about how to sharpen a chainsaw, it's kind of like posting a welding video. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own opinion, everybody has their own way of doing things. What I'm going to do today is just show you how I sharpen a chainsaw. Now over the years I've tried several different things and different gadgets. The Stihl 2-in-1 sharpener, it works great, it really does. I like using it, but now I've been hand filing and I seem to have pretty good luck doing that. I was at my buddy Wild Bill's there a couple weeks ago, and he was actually showing me how to square file some. We're not going to do that today, but everybody does things a little bit differently, and I think the best thing you can do is just try different methods. You know what I mean? Practice makes perfect. At least that is what kind of worked for me. I'm not perfect yet, but I've gotten a lot better at it. But don't be afraid to try different methods, you know, and find that little way to do it that works best for you. Now, in order for a fair test, what we're going to do, we're going to make 3 cuts. It's just a little maple here, about 11 inches in diameter. We'll go down, up, down, then we'll sharpen the saw, come back and do the same thing, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison and see how much it improved. Alright, this has a 25-inch bar on it. I'm just putting it on the back of the sidekick here. I don't have a vise or anything like that with me. I'm just using a file. I don't even have a handle for it. It's up at the house, but this will work just fine. It'll take a little bit of time, but I'm going to just kind of hit it kind of quick. You know, it's not real dull, but it's definitely not as sharp as it can be, not even close to it. I was listening to the radio there. I guess Texas was getting pounded with some weather, cold weather, freezing rain, snow. I don't think they have like the resources down there to deal with it very well, but there's a lot of power outages, all kind of stuff. I am definitely looking forward to spring. I am. Now, one thing I do sometimes, and last time I did this, a lot of people commented negatively towards it. When I go through like this, I'll just pull it back lightly. I'm not hurting a thing. It just makes it easier for me to kind of stay in the groove where I want to be. So I'll just go like that, pull it back lightly, not hurting a thing. And you kind of get in a rhythm, at least I do. Now, when I start on a tooth, I'm pushing kind of hard initially, and you can feel it kind of catches. And as the tooth starts to get sharp, it gets a little bit smoother and smoother. And then when I'm about to finish up, I go a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter, and it's sharp. See how it catches? And like I said, I don't want to come across as I know what I'm doing. But once we fire this thing back up and get it into that maple again and do a side-by-side, we'll be able to tell. Right? Right. Did I mention I'm looking forward to spring? Now, when I'm doing this, I'm really only focusing on 2 things. Number 1 is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little line right there. I'm trying to stay in line with it when I'm going across the tooth, and I'm also trying to stay relatively level. I don't want to be going like this, and I don't want to be going like that. That's basically all I'm doing. That, along with, like I said earlier, you know, push hard the first couple. As it starts getting a little bit smoother, I lighten up just a bit. Good. See how it catches on those first couple of passes? Well, it definitely cut a lot faster. How much faster I won't know until we do a side-by-side comparison, which we'll do right now. Well, there you have it. After sharpening that saw in the back of the sidekick without a vise, any guides, not even a handle on the file or any gadgets, it definitely cut noticeably faster. Now, like I said at the beginning, I am by no means an expert at this, but my recommendation is if you take one thing away from this video, just try different things, because what may work for you might not work for me, and vice versa. All it takes is a little bit of practice. It's not rocket science. Just figure out what works for you and stick with it. But anyway, before the next round of snow comes in, I think I'm going to cut a little bit more and then fire up the splitter. I got an empty IBC tote down here. I think I'll fill that up.